the nationwide manhunt for Sister No.
The hunt is on for what authorities are calling the Wicked Witch of Springfield.
Very little, I'm afraid. Would you like to?
Sources say she levitated a car and opened a sinkhole out of nowhere.
He's looking at you, kid.
They're calling it black magic.
Black magic. The term may seem outdated, but watch the footage.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
See for yourself as Sister No creates a sinkhole in the ground. Witnesses say it was a sight.
Moments after ramping their car out of the ditch,
A devastating explosion from Sister No
takes out one of the perpetrators.
Sister No is believed to be in hiding.
Come on, let's check out.
Mayor Thimpleton had this to say.
I have issued, a curfew and, a shoot-to-kill order on any sex gremlin and any,
Excuse me, Mayor Thimpleton.
yeah?
Why you giving me that look? How the hell you think a curfew's gonna help us for some black magic?
Staying in your home, as proven during the COVID pandemic, is the best way.
I still got COVID.
Everybody calm down.
Are you gonna provide us with the guns, Mayor?
Every, citizen will be issued a 22. Sister No is the most wanted criminal, and anybody with information, leading to her capture, will get $1 million. That is all.
I am sick of seeing this fucking Mayor Thimpleton on TV. Why the hell did I create him like this? Why would my creation turn against me?
Well, everybody saw you do black magic.
Nobody
Sister
saw
No.
me do black magic. Is there a video?
Yes.
Okay, there's a video. They don't know it's black magic, and that's not what it is. It's my supernatural beings. I'm a psychic. I'm a healer. I'm everything.
Well, and this is honestly just a PR nightmare. If we would have gotten out ahead of this, Sister No, maybe we could have done something, but I think that ship has sailed.
Why didn't you speak this at the time?
I didn't know we'd get caught. I didn't know they would record you doing black magic and release
I'm not
it.
doing black magic. I'm using my talents that were given to me as a baby. It's just like that show, Stan Lee's Weird Superhumans. Same deal.
I understand, and I am on your side. I'm just saying we had to flee before the FBI swarmed the homeless shelter church this morning.
Well, how long are we gonna be here? There's a shoot-to-kill order for my ass.
I know, and to be honest with you, sister, I'm just hoping that they don't have our photos, because this is dangerous.
Let them have my photos. I don't give a fuck. I'll black magic. If they think I can do black magic, I will do black magic, and I will hex every single one of them. Ooh, Sister No, she's a voodoo queen.
Well, maybe there's something you can do to make your presence known and let them know that you just want to be left in peace, and if you aren't left in peace, then
I'll let them rest in pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a good idea. So what do you think I should do? You think I should just run outside and go, hey, it's me, Sister No, shoot me?
No, I think we should do something more creative, like...
Creative, like an art project, like a little macaroni doodle?
That would be nice.
Yes,
or
that would be nice. Like, don't fuck with me, but written in macaroni.
Or like an ISIS video. That's what I was thinking.
What?
You could make one of those ISIS tapes.
You mean like a beheading?
Yeah, exactly. I just... someone that it seems like you should behead, and then that would show everybody that you're serious about.
Well, who would I even behead? Mayor Thimpleton?
Oh, that. You certainly could.
I certainly could.
That would be a pretty big statement. I don't know.
You?
But don't behead me. That wouldn't mean anything. That would just show that you turn on your. What would that prove? That would
prove that my own people turned on me. How do I know you're really for me and you're not a turncoat?
Look around. No.
Look around. I'm in a hiding spot. I'm not in my home.
And who brought you here? No. Who brought you here?
My own actions?
No. I mean, yes, that brought you here. But for fuck's sakes, Sister Marble and I brought you here.
Where is Sister Marble? I haven't seen her in goddamn forever.
She's on scout. Look at out of duty.
So we got a goddamn marble and an old woman looking after me.
We're the only sisters remaining. Bethany was killed by the FBI this morning, and Robert flew and became one of the whistleblowers.
Fucking Roberts! I could not trust that kid.
I know. I don't know why.
I swear to God, I think he stole one of my USB drives. And I think that's where he got all that information.
I think he might have, because they had so much information on you and the cult.
Are you doing okay, sister?
I'm just fine.
Are you having a stroke?
Are you getting a sense about my pituitary gland?
No, I'm just hearing you slur your words. I'm not sure if you're having a stroke.
No, I don't think I'm having a stroke or anything like that.
God, you can't have a stroke. We have no medical equipment here.
That's okay. I'm going to get through it, sister. Just
yeah, you better survive the stroke.
Hold my hand, sister.
I'm not. No, you're gross. They're wrinkly. Why do your hands feel like leather?
Oh no, I'm just... it comes with being 92. It's been a long life.
You're not gonna die. Why do you think you're gonna die? Because you're stroking? No, you're just gonna be paralyzed from one half of the other. You're gonna be fine.
Whoa. Alert! I saw movement.
You saw what now?
I saw movement in
What
the
did
house.
you see, Sister Marble?
I saw movement in the house.
What kind of movement?
There was some kind of movement inside the house from where Beverly...
So you came here just to tell me you saw some kind of movement. You didn't tell me what kind of movement. You saw some kind.
Well, inside the window...
Did you see the ceiling fan going? That's movement.
No, I don't think it... There was something moving inside Beverly Hillbilly's house. Like someone's inside there.
Okay, and did you go look?
No, Sister Corissa told me to come tell her and you before
Well,
everything.
Sister Carissa's having a fucking stroke, Sister Marble.
Carissa, are you okay? Carissa!
No, she's not okay. She's having a stroke right now.
I'm just trying to survive. Sister Marble it's gonna get done.
Oh my God, you two are useless.
I think we should go check out what's going on in there.
Sister Corissa. Sister.
Yes? What is this? What?
Should we go check out the movement that's happening in the Beverly Hillbillies house?
It could be somebody to get for your video.
Oh. Are you going to be okay while you're stroking if I go with Sister Marble and go look?
Well, if we could get... Oh no, the angina burps. That's never a good sign.
No, those are usually fatal. Sister Corissa, listen. I'm going to leave. You stumble outside. Put on some street clothes. You stumble outside. Go, I'm having a stroke. Go get some help and come back.
I'll do just that.
What?
She told enough of thumbs up, sister.
Okay, come on, Sister Marble. Let's go check out the movement.
Whoa. I promise it's gonna be something good. Whoa.
Can you slow down a little? I can't keep up with you. You're really fast, Marble.
Sorry, that's just right across the street. We were hiding out in the woods right across the street from the house.
I know. I'm just a little tired.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Whoa.
You think we should go in the back door, the front door, the window?
I don't know. Honestly, I just saw movement in this here window, and I don't know. You gotta
right, well, I'm just gonna go in.
You see anything?
I don't see anybody or anything, Sister Marble. What kind of movement did you see?
Whoa, 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 whoa. It was like a, whoa, 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 whoa. It was like a something. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Hi. This is a little cat. It's a cat.
Oh, it's a cat. That's perfect. That's just what Sister Corissa was talking about.
Watch out for the dog. There's a big dog around.
I'm gonna shackling.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold him down. I'm gonna put him in handcuffs.
Wait, I can't hold him down. I can't hold him down. He's so big.
I'm gonna hold him down, Sister Marble. You just go
okay.
over there and wait.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sister Marble, do you have the strength to hold an iPhone?
Of course, I can use the iPhone. They got perfect accessibility features. We're gonna get you some food, kitty.
No, we're not.
Well, of course we are. We're gonna take care of this cat. Its owners are going away and to go nowhere.
No, we're not, Sister Marble. We're gonna kill this cat. What are you talking about? What do you think we're here for?
What do you mean we're gonna kill this cat?
What do you mean we're gonna kill this cat? What do you mean? I'm coming here to film a video. It was Sister Carissa's idea.
I don't understand. You're gonna kill this pretty cat?
Yes.
But look at this pretty cat. It's laying on its back and showing off its belly.
No, I'm gonna slice its head off.
Don't do it, sister. No, don't do it. I love
What?
kitties.
Why the fuck are you crying, you little marble?
Because I love kitties.
Why are you crying? Hold the cell phone!
I love kitties.
Hold the cell phone!
But I love kitties, sister. No, I don't want to do
Can
this.
you stop talking? It's my video. Why are you trying to take the spotlight?
Okay.
Press record.
Okay.
How you doing? I'm Sister No. All of you want to shoot and kill me. Well, guess what? You're not going to shoot and kill me. Because you think I'm some black magic witch. Well, no, I'm the black magic bitch. Can you shut the fuck up, Sister Marble? I'm trying to kill this cat.
Sorry, sister. No, I just don't want to see it. I mean, close my eyes.
Here with me is my accomplice, Sister Marble. She is a part of the cult that I created. I created her, and she is helping me. But for some fucking reason, all she can do is sit here and cry.
I love kitties.
Come in the frame, Sister Marble, so everybody can see your face. You're part of this. You're an accomplice.
I don't want to. I love kitties.
Give the kitty one last pet. There it goes. One little kitty, two little kitties. Ha 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 ha. Now here, Sister Marble, pan the shot a little, pan the shot. Here is Clark County's dog.
No. Oh, sister, no.
Here is Clark County's dog. He's dead now. Sister Marble. Is that cat still alive? God damn. Sister Marble, why are you still crying?
I think that was awful, sister. No.
You are fucking useless. Sister Chris is dying, and all I got is a fucking crying marble. Just go, Sister Marble. Nobody wants you here. You have no use. You can't even record a video for me. You're nothing to me. You're nothing.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're nothing. I thought you would be something because of your mother. You're never gonna be Big Pearl.
Whoa. I'm Little Pearl.
What?
Can I be Little Pearl?
No, you're nothing. You'll never be anything.
Well, I'm gonna go then, and you're gonna see you and Sister Corissa are gonna be nothing without me.
No, we're gonna be just fine without you, Sister Marble. We were just fine before you got here.
You don't mean that.
I do mean that, Sister Marble.
I'm gonna take you up on your offer, and I'm leaving.
Oh, good. It wasn't an offer. It was more of a demand. So thank you for following.
Hello and welcome to MOATAIF. Folks, a few episodes back, one of the episodes where we had Bree on, we hinted, I think it might have been maybe our political discussion where we just talked kind of about our current state of our current opinion on the state of politics at the time. And we kind of mentioned our involvement with the Clark County Democratic Party and how that would be a really great gravy recipe for our show. And, well, here we are, folks. It's time to have that discussion.
Yeah.
Now, at the time, this was very important. It felt like we could really do what we're about to get into. But this, just overall, I would say prepare yourself for one of the greatest bunglings. Just one of the greatest bunglings to ever happen. At least in local politics. And to be honest, nothing would have really been different had our little plan been successful. I mean, it's just really hard to enact change in these types of organizations, but this was truly a groundbreaking effort. I think maybe one of the only that has been launched in Clark County to really try to take the Clark County Democratic Party to a more progressive place.
And to really kind of like spice up the Democratic Party, because I feel like we should almost start way back when we first started getting involved with the Clark County Democratic Party, because it was a fucking shit show.
It was a nightmare. Now, we wanted a bumper sticker in 2012, and we didn't know where to find one. It's a story that, you know, I did you speak about it, or did Marisa speak about it? I think Marisa mentioned it in her speech that she gave when President Obama spoke in Springfield. She mentioned you in her speech.
She mentioned me?
Yeah, she mentioned us, that we had came in for a bumper sticker and then became fall fellows and interns because of the volunteer nature of the campaign that she was touting. And, you know, she was talking about like how, well, you know, they came in and they only wanted a bumper sticker, you know, my fall fellows, Zach Roberts and RJ Quillen, you know, and she mentioned that in her speech. So it's like, you know, that was, you know, it's like this legendary story, you know, legendary story this is how we like became involved in politics. And I, for one, as we were taking like all the stuff off the walls of the office and getting ready to say goodbye to Marisa for the last the last time, and, you know, we had already said goodbye to Luke Warren and that kind of stuff, I was very emotional. And I remember I definitely was looking for a way for that to continue after the election, even though we had won.
Yeah, definitely.
I really appreciated all of the camaraderie and community that we had in the 2012 campaign, and all of the, even though the events were most of the time lame as fuck, like just a phone bank, you know what I mean? A phone bank at Don Wallace's house. Like, if you really boil it down to its bare ingredients, it's lame as fuck.
But we made it a blast. Like, it was always a really fun time. And I feel like a lot of it was because we were really, like, awkward kids or whatever. And we're just like, oh, we're up here in this, like, old person's house, like, making phone calls. And, like, all of these fucking people are showing up are fucking, like, funny to laugh at. Like, Earl Massey, like,
yeah. God,
literally made me laugh so hard just by being him. Just because like, we would, like, leave and be like, I wouldn't say make fun of him because we loved him, but like we would like just joke about how like weird he was. And like we would come back and it would just be like 10 times funnier when they would do the things that we would talk about. Fucking Earl Massey making me wheeze. You're making
the boy wheeze. That's another legendary. Yeah. He did. He knew how to make a man wheeze. You know, I can only assume that he's passed on, so just rest in peace to Earl Massey.
Rest in peace, Earl Massey.
We don't know that for certain, but he's got to be dead.
I feel like he's got to be, because that was like 8 years ago and he was already like on the brink of death. So I'm gonna dedicate a hit to Earl Massey right now.
I'm gonna do that too.
And Judith Hayes.
Oh my God, yes, Judith Hayes.
Okay, how many people can we wrap up in this? Earl Massey, Judith Hayes, Roy Hayes.
Roy Hayes, yep. Both of the Hayes have passed away.
Anybody else?
I think that might be it.
And Betty Jean Stutler's teeth.
So we had this great experience, and we were really looking for a way for it to continue. And I remember that Lisa McKinney Stanley in 2012, right at the end of the campaign, as she was going around and she's alive, I think, by the way. I think she just posted on Facebook.
Okay, good.
She'd been going around when we were closing up the office and collecting all of the supplies. Do you remember that? She was like, I'll just take these highlighters and these pens and all of the pencils and the tabs of paper and all that, and I'll just use it for my 4-H group. Anyway, she took a break from doing that, and she introduced you and I to Daniel Laser Sachs.
Yeah, because like we had saw him a few times, but then we didn't really know him that well. We had not seen him at we had seen him at the big events because he was housing Marisa Kanoff, our field organizer. And we had seen him at big events, but they certainly didn't come to like your average phone bank by the time we were there. At least I didn't notice them for the longest time. Just because I feel like they were like, well, we're doing our part by letting the field organizer live with us, but they came to big events. They met the Bidens. But finally, my only experience really with Dan and Nancy Sachs up until the point when we were actually introduced to Dan by Lisa was the fucking absolute famous, "That's the last time I'm making macaroni and cheese." Yeah, which you can now hear as a outro to many of our videos, I think.
Yes. Thank God we got that recorded. That is like absolutely legendary.
Weird that we got it. Weird that we like convinced her to do it. I feel like it's like weird looking back on it. Like we just asked these random people to be like, can you just record these like things, these specific lines that we want you to say?
And they did it, and hell, I'm so glad for the longest time, I didn't know what to do with them after it. Of course, we'll get into why we recorded them, but after the video that they were intended for never panned out, we didn't know what to do with them, so I'm glad they get a place to, especially that one, because up until that point, it was just this like iconic moment of Nancy coming in with the macaroni and being like, yeah, and that's the last time I'm making macaroni and cheese. But we finally meet Daniel Laser Sachs, who is...
I gotta clarify, too, it's Daniel Isaac Laser Sachs.
Daniel Isaac Laser Sachs, who is by far the protagonist in this endeavor. So I guess maybe we should, talk about, just give a little background on who Dan is, because he's by far the key player in this, and... RJ, by far, had the closest relationship with Dan, going on to work with him for years after that, so I'll let you describe him to our listeners.
Dan is like... The easiest way I can describe him at first is probably the description you would see like on his website, which would be that he's one of the world's leading experts on the C and C+ languages and their use in embedded systems. He's like an old school like computer guy. Like, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe him visually for people. Shorter Jewish man who kind of like his style is more from the 90s, like those big like IT nerd type glasses. Really clean cut.
Very well clean cut, yeah.
Very clean cut,
well-shaven.
very well shaven. Like he had a beard, like a white beard, little bit of black in it still, not completely white. Older, in shape, Jewish man.
Very nice.
Very nice. Incredibly nice.
Very intelligent. Intelligent would be the first thing I would.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, definitely.
I
feel like that kind of came with the world's leading expert on.
But he is very
analytical.
Very analytic. And honestly intimidating in that way, because
extremely intimidating.
He knows what he wants, and he has a vision, and he'll achieve it. And he knows if you don't achieve it, he'll achieve it himself. So he expects it out of you.
Yeah.
So I was blown away getting to know Dan Sachs over the years. And it all started then in 2012, but our story really begins in 2013, because by that point we attended our first Clark County Democratic Party meeting with the intention of seeing Dan Sachs be elected as the executive chair committee. And that was a big deal because we had just lost an election in Clark County, the Democrats at least. We had been absolutely trounced. You know, we didn't make much ground between 2008 Obama results and 2012 Obama results. And we absolutely were decimated by every other elected office in the county, leaving behind only, Guy Ferguson and at the time Gene Kelly.
Yeah, you're right.
Two that were left.
Gene
Our
Kelly, sheriff.
And the county recorder. Or, no, the clerk of the common pleas court, Guy Ferguson, who Dan would say is a dino Democrat in name only, which is one of the biggest problems, right? So one of the biggest problems that Dan saw about the Clark County Democratic Party at that time was that there are a lot of people that were in the party who had been there for so long, who were, like Guy Ferguson, elected as Democrats, canvassed with Democrats, but were actually very conservative, didn't believe in gay marriage, for example.
Guy Ferguson didn't?
I don't know for exactly that Guy Ferguson didn't, but Guy Ferguson, Dan called a dino, which is, the Democrat in name only
right.
term. Not to put positions on, I'm sure maybe he's evolved on it since then, but at the time, this was a big deal. We had only 2 Democrats left. Now there is 0 besides Guy Ferguson. Guy Ferguson's the only one left, and I'm pretty sure he's retiring. So it's dire straits in Clark County, right? And it all has to do with the infighting and the bickering of the party at the time. And we saw it firsthand when we got there that night in 2013. Of course, when we got there, I had spent some time. We were habitually early to everything, and we were sitting outside the Carpenter's Hall there, and waiting for the meeting to start, and none other than Billy Klein. Well, so I at the time I spent a lot of time pretending to be having sex with a ghost of a boy that I had a crush on in high school.
Like fully acting it out.
Yeah, sucking his dick, getting up, pulling my pants down. Well, I didn't pull my pants, but pretending that I pulled my pants down and then having my ass absolutely railed. Just something that I did. I don't know why. We were horny. I was horny. What can I say?
Incredibly, yeah. We were weird kids.
Yeah, and so just like any day that ended with Y, we're sitting in the parking lot, and I'm like, I'm gonna get fucked by this ghost. So we start having our little session, and I am completely up in the passenger seat with my ass up against basically where the airbag comes out, up against the dashboard.
As much as you could be face down, ass up.
Yeah, getting just absolutely backing my ass up and going, looking back at it. Meanwhile, as this is happening, at the exact perfect timing, Billy Klein, one of the meeting's organizers, walks out and to unlock the door and just, there's no doubt, undeniably catches me in the act.
Do you think he knew what you were doing, though?
No, I mean, it could have just been he's dancing, or he's looking for something, or I don't know, but
if he could hear inside the car at all and just hear the
yeah, then there'd be absolutely no denying it. Absolutely no denying it. And, Billy Klein is a big player in this story as well, because, we go inside and it's a dingy, probably built in the 70s, dingy, rundown little carpenter's hall where you could, rent and have your little meetings.
Yeah, it was awful.
And they set up all of these horribly old and horribly uncomfortable folding chairs that were part metal and part wood.
Yep.
And now we had already established ourselves as volunteer extraordinaires, and we were the first fucking people there. So we're helping set up all these goddamn chairs. But eventually people start to trickle in, and there's no telling. I felt out of place immediately because all of these all of these people were 70, 80 years old. They all knew each other, and it was very much first of all, I mean, just the age gap alone was
easily 50 years for most people and us. Everybody seemed angry. And
not very friendly, yeah. Which we were used to seeing very friendly people in the Obama campaign. Everybody was always happy to stroll in that office.
Exactly. So Mr. Roberts, and then to get a fucking exploding fist bump. I mean, that's all I want in life is a Mr. Roberts and an exploding fist bump from Marisa Kanoff for making some calls. We get down to business, and if I remember correctly, Ted McLennan is running the meeting. Who might have been the current acting chair of the executive committee. And this is a man who works at the Board of Elections. Yeah, he works at the Board of Elections, and he has a mullet. That's really all you need to know about Ted McLennan.
He's a very distinct face in my mind for some reason.
Yeah, I just don't know why we know him so much, but he's like, that is an iconic Democrat in Clark County, Ted McLennan.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And he was running the meeting, and I just remember instantly there was so much bickering, even about like the old business, because there were fundraising totals and there were events. And this is just really what part of the problem was, is that everybody was just angry and hated each other and was not open to anything, and they would say they would help each other and they wouldn't actually do it, and then they'd be mad at each other. Why didn't you help me? Yes, I did, Geraldine. That I'll never forget. Yes, I did, Geraldine. Don't tell me I didn't. Somebody said that about something at that meeting, and that's just like what the tone of this meeting was. RJ and I were in hysterics, trying so hard not to laugh the whole time because it was just complete anarchy. It was just
to see these like we're like young adults. Like, were we even 18 yet?
No,
we weren't even 18, and we're seeing like all of these like mature people just fight like little fucking kids.
Literally. Actually, according to Robert's rules, you have to have 2 people second that motion. Are you fucking kidding me? You're arguing over what?
They did argue over Robert's rules.
rules.
As soon as that's so weird. That's like the first thing that happened is that they're arguing over fucking Robert's rules.
Mm-hmm. And I hadn't even heard. Like, I had obviously heard of Robert's rules just in the like. I second that. Like, oh, a meeting is. But I didn't know what Robert's rules were.
I didn't know they were an official fucking rule book.
Exactly right. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? What? You've got to have 2 before we can move on. You got to have 2. Shut the fuck up, dude. Like, we get it. You know what I mean? Like, we've obviously moved on. We already had somebody motion to close. That was already fucking weird enough. Like, I just don't get it. But even when they followed Robert's rules, it didn't help maintain the status quo and the quorum in the meeting. It just absolutely
ruined the flow of everything. Yeah, absolutely. Because they had to argue about what the rules were.
Right, and then it'd be like, wait, who seconded the last meeting? Oh yeah, that was Tanish. Can you spell that? Oh yeah, it's like, are you fucking shut the fuck up? So Dan Sachs, all the way back in 2013, was trying to churn this over and become the new executive chair committee. He got up and he gave his speech. He was already supposed to have all of his ducks in a row in terms of voters. Of course, you and I couldn't vote, though we attended the meeting, because only executive committee members can vote for the executive chair of the party.
Yep.
And so we were just sitting there to watch this whole thing unfold. Dan was very confident going into the meeting that he was going to walk away as the chair. Lisa McKinney Stanley thought the same thing. Billy Klein was one of the supporters that we were counting on. Dan gave his presentation about how we needed to update the party, modernize it, learn new technology, get on the website, get on social media, that kind of stuff. And then he sat down. And then they called up his competitor.
Fuck.
Mr. Dale Henry.
Dale stupid ass fucking bitch ass Henry.
Dale Henry at the time was like a 60. I mean, he's still alive, but at the time he was like a 60-year-old black man, a retired professor. I don't know what
he was. He was another clean cut guy. Like, he wasn't like, I don't know how to describe him. Just regular old black guy.
And he's a nice. He's not a nice man.
No, he's
I'm
not a nice man
I'm
at all.
not gonna-
I wouldn't say that
I'm
by
not
any
gonna,
means.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'll put it to you this way. He is well respected in the community and is believed to be a nice man. RJ and I have seen the bad side of Dale Henry, and we both hate him with a passion. Dale Henry, though, stands up and gives his speech. Basically, it's like, more of the same. He gets up there and he's like, basically what we're doing, I'm going to keep doing all that and I'm going to run this shit into the ground, is basically like what he was said in debate.
Yeah, he didn't really give much of a speech, I remember. Just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just kind of completely disregarded Dan, and yeah, it was weird. And then it was time to vote. And, again, it was just like, ha ha ha, we're about to see something really cool. Like, I felt like we were the insiders on this. Like, I'm like, hell yeah. Cause
right, kind of like all looking at everybody like, yeah, look what we're about to do.
Like, Dan is going to be the chair of the party. And if Dan's the chair of the party, I mean, fuck, like, we're the chair of the party.
Might as well be,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, fuck. So they start reading out the votes. And I remember there was some tension about whether it should be a secret ballot or not. And whether they should, like, write their name on it at least. Because obviously it was going to be a written ballot regardless. But anyway, the votes came down and Dan Sachs lost the election. And it was by a close margin of Billy Klein didn't vote for Dan Sachs. And I remember in the fallout, I was like, oh my God, what happened? Like, I just remember I like talked to Lisa. I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that just happened. Like, what do you think happened? She's like, I honestly don't. She's like, just as shocked as we all are. And Billy Klein's like, I think I know what happened, with like a little shit-eating grin. As
I don't remember that.
The chairs. He's like, I think I know what happened. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, Billy, wait, what? And that's the first time there was a mole in the Democratic Party that I should have had my
guards up.
I should have been ready for it, because we had already gone through a mole experience with Billy Klein lying and changing his support. And to this day, it doesn't seem right, because is Billy Klein from Springfield?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's okay, because now I'm thinking, like, Billy Klein for a time was working for, like, the Hillary campaign in Nevada, and then he lived somewhere else. I think he lives somewhere else now. I don't think he currently lives in Ohio, but he's constantly working on campaigns out of state now, so for some reason I thought he wasn't from Ohio. But at least he's a hometown boy. But he has no morals, no backbone.
I mean, I don't know why he would say he would vote for Dan Sachs and then just kind of go, like, why would he even say that?
Right, like, why even...
Because I can't remember, but there was a reason people didn't want to vote for Dan. There was some, like, stupid fucking reason.
Yeah, I don't...
But
I
a lot of people in the party
about.
didn't like Dan, to be honest. A lot of people just did not like him at all.
Yeah,
I think they thought he was kind of smug, and he was really intelligent, and I think they were really intimidated by that. Mm-hmm. And I could tell they didn't like him.
Yeah, it was just kind of like,
he's kind of awkward, too.
He's a very awkward man.
He comes off as confident, but every interaction you walk away from just feeling like, just kind of weird. Just like, that was kind of awkward.
Like when he asked us for a ride home from the 2012 Democratic Christmas party.
Right.
He was like, Nancy has the car. Can you give me a ride home? And I'm like, of course. Like, oh my God.
It was just awkward.
It's so awkward. Like, and I'm just remembering, like, I took him home. Like, I love Dan Sachs, so there's nothing wrong with it. But, like, I'm just thinking back, like, that was so weird. Like, I'm just a 17-year-old with my best friend, am driving Dan Sachs, a, like, 70-year-old man home. Like,
I remember that Christmas party really well, though. I remember winning some lottery tickets, but not winning anything in the lottery, in, like, the raffle.
Yes, and... Gene Kelly and his girlfriend, notably not his wife.
You're right.
Gene Kelly were there that night.
Man, that was a big night.
That was and he sat at our table. We sat.
Wasn't Roger Tackett right next to us too?
Yep.
Disabled Roger Tackett.
Yep. I sat next to Roger Tackett, and then Gene Kelly was there with his girlfriend, and we also had Dan Sachs at our table, and then you and me, and there might have been somebody else, but those were the big names.
Wow, it's cool that we've like bumped shoulders with all these big Springfield Democrats. Right? Yeah, with the fucking sheriff.
I know.
Little did he know what we'd be up 2 years later.
And he remembered me at the time, because I had sung the national anthem, and so we had spent a little bit of time together at that event. And he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "You're the kid," and I'm like, "Yep, that's me." I'm like, me and the sheriff. We had no idea. We had no idea the fallout from the fact that Dale won that election. It might not have been Dale's fault, but Dale Henry, from the time that he was elected in 2013, we went to a few more meetings after that. I guess we should finish that up. We went to a few more meetings after Dale Henry was elected as the executive chair committee, as the chair of the executive committee, until the fateful day at the library, at the Clark County Public Library.
Oh my God.
We were having a meeting in the Linsky room, one of the meeting rooms you could have there. And after the meeting had wrapped up, you and I were just sitting there chatting, like not really even being rude, but just like
the meeting had
chatting.
Completely wrapped up. Yeah, we were just sitting there talking amongst ourselves. We never spoke that loud or quiet. Like, I don't think we were ever that loud.
We're in a library to begin with, so like it's already you kind of have a certain, level.
Exactly.
And not only that, but then we're in a meeting.
I'm getting pissed just remembering this. Like, not even.
The meeting wraps up, and we're just sitting there talking. We might have had to give fucking Dan Sachs a ride home. We're waiting for something. We didn't just get up and leave immediately, which, to me means we were waiting on something. And out of nowhere, Dale Henry turns around, looks at RJ, who was speaking at the time, and goes, "Shh."
And I'm just like frozen. Because it's like, I'm never one to make a fucking ruckus. Like, I'm a pretty quiet person. And at the time, I was very quiet.
Yeah.
And like, I was completely taken off guard. And I felt, and to this day, extremely disrespected.
Yeah, it was rude.
It was the most disrespectful thing anybody had done to me at that point. Which, some could say, I had a pretty easy life if that were the case. But the way he did it, shh! Don't ever fucking shush me.
It was like, it would have been one thing if he turned around and he's like, "Guys, I'm still trying to hear what they're saying." You know what I mean? Like, "Guys, could you just, I'm just trying to hear what they're saying." And we would have been like, "Oh my God, like, I'm so sorry, Dale." Like, we probably would have left. You know what I mean? Like, we would have just left. We did leave, after he shushed us, but like, why be rude? Why choose to be rude? And that's when we kind of realized, well, I don't want to be a part of this. If, like, we're going to have to, like, try to get to know and work with Dale Henry, no.
Is that the moment, like, we were done? Did we never go to anything after that?
As far as I know, we never attended another meeting after that.
That's all it fucking takes, is just to be rude one time, and we would have been great volunteers with them.
We were the youth of the park. We were the youth. Up at that point... by now they've got, they've got
absolutely. It was us and Billy Klein, and even Billy Klein was probably our age now at the time.
And we had, now these days they've got like the Seth Flora and the BFF types and the, they've got a little bit younger because, Brad Bogan is such a huge Democrat now. He's volunteering for every goddamn thing. And they've certainly got more diversity. Crystal Phillips is running for office down there. So, by today's standards, they've certainly gotten a little younger and a little more diverse. But at the time, we were the diversity. There was not a single, besides Dale Henry, there was not a single African-American soul in there at all, besides Dale Henry. And besides Billy Klein... There was nobody younger than us at 17. There was nobody even close to our age besides Billy Klein, who might have been 30 already.
And they did nothing to, like, make us feel welcome. Like, maybe a few people are like, "Oh, it's so nice to see young people show up to this."
Yeah, like maybe Sherry Carruthers.
Yeah, most of the old cunts were just like, "Let me get to my seat." I don't think...
Yeah, exactly. Sherry Carruthers and her ugly best friend burst in, waddled to the front of the room like a fucking Oompa Loompa.
Notice we didn't give a hit to her.
It's hard to we did not speak it. Listen, I'm not going to speak ill of the dead.
But we're certainly not gonna dedicate a hit to her.
But we are not going to dedicate a hit to her. from 2013 all the way until 2016, we had really no involvement with the Clark County Democratic Party. I didn't go to a single meeting. I turned off MSNBC for years because it's like, well,
yeah,
I don't need to watch. Because after a while, you start to learn, well, when there's not news, like I don't think the news should just be on all day. Because there's not that much news. And so after a while, you start to realize, well, MSNBC is only talking about, at the time, this is what made me turn off the TV. Because I loved watching all the election coverage,
Yeah.
The mile a minute, 47%, this, and then this happened, and this happened. I loved that shit. But then it's like, well, all they're talking about is Chris Christie's Bridgegate, and I'm sick of hearing about it, so I'm going to turn off the TV. Didn't turn it back on for years. You, if I'm not mistaken, at that time continued working for Dan Sachs, right? Right after that, for years.
There was a little bit of a gap, but yeah, it happened in 2013.
And you began working for his company that he ran.
Yeah.
He retired from, correct? Last we knew. But Dan didn't stop in that amount of time. Dan continued going to meetings. Dan showed up. Dan did the work, and Dan actually developed. Maybe he had developed, but by 2016, Dan had developed a presentation all about democratic messaging, framing.
Well, he had actually stopped going.
Oh, really?
I think for 2 years, and that presentation was meant to like wiggle his way back in.
I see.
Yeah.
So he starts making this presentation. And that, as you say, is his way of wiggling back in to the politics. Because at that time, we didn't know. I mean, Lisa McKinney Stanley got us re-involved as volunteers for the Hillary campaign in 2016. Lisa, at least, is the one that called me and was like, hey, come on down here and volunteer for Hillary. And I'm like, I've just been waiting for this call, because I genuinely, at that point, had been dying for this to happen. I'd been waiting 4 years for another... Obama 2012 campaign. I was like, here we go. Like, this is going to be round, here we go, round 2. So we went. We didn't know, though, and we'll wrap it here for our part 2, but we didn't know at the time that Dale Henry was about to lead the Clark County Democratic Party to lose every single seat except Guy Ferguson, who wasn't up for election, including the sheriff, Gene Kelly, who had held the seat for 32, 33 years at the time.
Oh.
Dale Henry led the party to shambles, utter shambles, to the point where the person that he replaced, David Hartley? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Dave Hartley. Where David Hartley, the former chair, came back and took over the position after the 2016 election.
Yep.
And that's where I'll leave it off until we come back next week or whenever. I assume we'll do it, the next episode right after this. We'll continue our saga. So make sure you tune in next time because it does get pretty intense. But Dan's working on a plan, and Dan's going to try to make it work. But as you know, as we already kind of spoiled, it is a blunder.
I love that we let them know that.
It is a true blunder. Prepare yourself for a Herculean tragedy of some sorts. I mean, it's not that big of a blunder, but our leader Dan Sachs was somebody that should have on paper been the executive chair committee. Should have been honestly more than that. Should have, he's a very smart man, very liberal, very, squeaky clean, what could have won an election, and that sort of. He's somebody that we could admire as a representative, and if he can't even clean up the Democratic Party, then who can? I mean, I think that's why it's such an utter failure.
I agree.
And right after the Hillary Clinton failure too, we just really could not have faith in our leaders and our friends. Well, folks, tune in next week where we will continue our gripping chronicle of the Clark County Democratic Party, and next week, the Clark County Progressive Democrats.
Ooh.
Stay moat.
And that's the last time I'm having the macaroni and cheese.